If you were conditioned in your childhood that you can only be loved or that you are worthy only based on the results, on the achievements, on the outcomes, then most likely you are seeing the same similar patterns in your adult life. However, there are women who are not so achieved. Perhaps they have certain obstacles, problems in life, maybe they have debts, and yet they are unconditionally loved and unconditionally accepted as they are. Why is that? In today's video, we are going to dive in. Hey there, my name is Olga and welcome back to my channel. When a woman is being raised in a way that you cannot relax, you cannot go play, you cannot smile, you cannot enjoy yourself until you finished, until you done your homework, until you organized your stuff, only if you do good at school, only if you are achieving those outcomes and achieving the results, then you receive love, then the girl receives love, then she receives the attention, the love, and she therefore attaches her worth, attaches her value to the results, to the outcomes. Therefore, she is being led in growing and evolving as a woman through achieving in a masculine way. There is a feminine and there is a masculine, and it doesn't matter the sex. It depends on the how. In which way do you do things? In which way do you approach life? So if the system, the parents, the teachers, the society demands of a girl to do good, achieve everything herself, to make money, to create results, and do it all by herself. And I'm not saying that those things are bad. I'm not saying that don't do those things. Creating and achieving your basic stability, your financial foundation is essential for especially a modern woman. So I'm not denying that. I'm not saying that those things are bad for you. But again, it is not about the result itself. Women are focusing on the result. They cannot smile until they achieve the results. They cannot be open-minded, be at ease, and smile and enjoy themselves in life until they see that they produced the certain result, the certain outcome. They based their value, their worth, based on the result. And this is primarily a masculine way of living, of approaching life. And what is happening as a result is that a woman cannot smile, she is not in a good mood, and maybe on the surface she has everything. She feels she is doing great in life, and she is. But from the bottom of her heart, she feels empty. She does not feel ultimate happiness. She does not know, she does not familiar with her feminine essence within her. A system, therefore, is not going to give to that woman all the blessings, abundance, loves of things that she wants in her life, even if maybe she consciously wants them. You came into this world in a woman's body, with a woman's soul, connected to God, because it is the woman who is closer to God. But you are doing everything to move away, to close your flow, to leave the channel for love, abundance, prosperity, opulence, and blessings in your life, because you are waiting to be happy based on the results. Perhaps you're waiting for the man to come into your life to be happy, but that is not how it works. The system is not going to give this woman everything that she desires, everything that she deserves, because she feels empty on the inside. And what can you attract when you do not feel the wholeness, when you do not feel complete? And perhaps you have a Rolls Royce in your garage, but when you go home, you want to freaking cry because you don't have energy. You don't even have energy to smile, to be outgoing, to flirt with men, with life itself. And I'm not saying this to judge anyone. I've been there myself. I am a former accountant and I know what it feels like to be constantly under the deadlines, to produce the reports, to not make any mistakes, to be responsible. And guess what, ladies? Responsibility is mainly a male, a masculine function. Our function, our feminine function, is to produce love, produce happiness within ourselves first, and to give it to the world from the overflow. It is only when you are overflowing with love you can attract more into your life. You can attract abundance, prosperity, high value provider man who wants to take care of you, because you are not anymore approaching life and your own life through being needy. You're not going through life with the inner thought or with inner feeling. Maybe you don't even realize it right now, that I am in need. I need someone to come and make me happy. I need this outcome to happen. I need this situation resolved. I cannot, you cannot smile, you cannot be in a good mood because there's certain situations going on in your life. And there are women, however, who perhaps have problems in life. Maybe they have financial problems, maybe they have um, debt, maybe there's something have going on in their jobs, maybe they have problems with their boss. Despite of all those obstacles, despite of all those things that they are still working on, they feel at ease. They know how to surrender to life. They do not attach their worth based on the results, and they feel happy, they feel at ease, and they enjoy themselves and their life and their smile. And I'm not saying being irresponsible and not to take care of the things that you need to get done, but not attaching your happiness, your good mood, your smile based on the result. Result oriented, being responsible, taking everything in your hands, being in your power is a man's function, is a masculine way. When a boy is growing up where he was constantly challenged to go through obstacles, to get the achievements, uh, through go through challenges, through pain, this boy is going to grow up as a very resourceful, as a very skillful and sexy man who will also be attractive to the opposite sex, to women, and not necessarily because of his money, all the material things, the cars, the house that he created and built in his life, but because of his mindset, because of his inner power, because of his energy. Because when a man achieves and get the results, he receives the energy back. The energy comes back to a man when he achieves the result. Does the same thing happen to the woman? Does the woman get her energy back when she achieves the result? Women do not get energy back when you attach your worth to the result and when you achieve the result. You can do anything that you want. You can build wealth. You can have your business. You can work with clients. But again, in which way? How did you do it? Are you operating and being in your survival mode. You are not having sex with your partner before you achieved a certain income, before you brought a certain amount of money. You do not have fun with your children before the certain project is done, before everything fixed, achieved, closed, and good to go. This is the survival mode, and most women these days feel themselves like a man, and they cannot create more abundance, prosperity, and bring happiness into their life. At the end, they feel empty, they feel tired because their energy is not coming back to them after they achieve the result, after they brought this outcome and achievement. What it brings often is tension, health problems, tensing up, loss of libido, no smile on your face, not a good mood. And as a woman, your function and your responsibility is always take care of your mood first. Why? Because you only can give love and you only can help other people when you take care of yourself first. For the man, it is his role, it's a man's job, a man's role to hold the outside field, to hold the outside parameters, to conquer the world, to build roads, to build bridges, to create buildings, to create government systems, and be responsible. For the woman, however, when she does all those things, she is led in achieving, growing, evolving in a masculine, in a man's way. If, however, you want to shift from masculine approach, from tension, from pressure, into the state of pleasure, into the state of knowing and getting to know your inner feminine essence that can attract everything that you wish and desire, or maybe something that you could never have even imagined before, there is a shift that must happen, going from the masculine approach to the feminine way of feeling, of living. Because in nowadays, nobody asks a woman, how do you feel? What do you want? What does make you happy? Everyone is asking, where is your results? Where are your outcomes? Where are the achievements? What kind of a woman you are if you do not bring the money on the table? Everyone's supposed to contribute to the health of the family, of the society, but everyone have their own functions. And again, it's a man's function to protect, to provide, and to build, create the material resources, and to hold the attention, their power, so that they can protect, create the outside parameters, to hold the outside. While it is a woman's function, it's a woman's job to hold the inner state, to take care of her feminine essence, of her mood, because you can only give to others from the overflow. You can attract things, attract opulence, attract high value provider men when you are truly in your feminine power. And feminine power is not like a man's power. Men actually thrive when they achieve, when they go through obstacles, when they go through pain. Men thrive, I know it sounds funny, through deficit. For the woman, however, you cannot thrive through pain and deficit. A woman thrives when she produces and when she gives love to the world. It is your role, it is our womanly function to take care of our inner state, of the inner parameters, to make sure that you feel good first, and then everyone, you spread that love, you spread that good mood, you give the smiles to everyone around you, to your family, to your children. So as a woman, our job is to first make sure that we are fulfilled, that we can smile to ourselves first, that in the morning when you wake up, a woman who is whole, who is complete, who is happy about herself and her life, she is not waking up and grabbing her phone or computer right away and start giving away her energy right away, checking emails, answering her boss or clients, going in the world. What a woman does who wants to feel herself like a goddess, who wants to be in her feminine essence, to get to know her woman, her wild woman within. She consciously dedicates the time to herself, to give herself first, to put not only clothes on her body, but also not to forget to put the smile on her face. And she feels magnetic that way. She feels attractive and to men, to the world, and she is not afraid to be at ease. She's not afraid to surrender and flirt with life because she knows that she's worthy and she's loved. She unconditionally approves and accepts of herself. It doesn't matter what she needs to do today. It doesn't matter what the deadline is, the projects, the debts. It is life. For men, again, it is the points. They need the points. They are all about collecting those points, just like in a game. You need the points to get onto the next level. And most women actually say it is the same thing, that you need to, if you want to win in the game of life, you need to gain the points to achieve, to unlock the next level. And yes, you can do that. However, the consequence of that is going to be you not feeling the woman, you're not feeling the essence of who you are being. You are not in this state of ease, not state of the surrender, not in the state of smile, good mood, bliss, and joyfulness, which actually helps you to attract better things, which helps you to create more, but in a feminine, in your feminine essence, in your feminine way. And what I help women inside of my Cleopatra's Code program is to not to give you any advice in terms of what you should do, but unlock your own feminine essence, your own feminine power by first letting go of all the conditioning, of all the programming that stops you to connecting to your source, to being closer to God, from being the channel for love, prosperity, and abundance, so that you can create more wealth, so that you can make more money, so that you can meet your love and be with a high value provider man who wants to take care of you. Be in the state where world and man want to bring their resources to you, because you no longer operate through the need. You no longer base your worth based on the result, on the outcome, on the achievement. You are whole and complete as exactly as you are. We eliminate all the programming, all the conditioning that stops you from feeling this way, that stops you from being the channel and to convert everything that you deserve and desire into here on the material world. Also, you can schedule a one-on-one free of charge consultation with me to see where you are now, where do you desire to be, and create a roadmap how you can get there, in which area of your life, where is that energy not going through. You have right to be happy despite of anything. You have the right to be loved, to be happy, to be accepted as you are here and now. Even with the man, a high value provider man, he is doing the job of tensing up, of doing the work, right? To be in his masculine power, to be in his masculine way, so that he can create, to provide, to protect. For the woman, it is not about the points. For the woman, it is about her inner state. Which mood are you in while you're doing the same things? If you desire to shift from this pressure, from this tension, always being in a rat race, which restricts you, which feel like your worth is, you're not good enough, you are not there yet because you still have the problem to fix, and you cannot smile, you cannot be in a good mood until you fix and achieve that specific situation, fix that specific situation, achieve that result, meet that deadline, fix some problems you have in your life, pay your debts off. While doing those things are not bad, I'm not saying ignore the problems, but I'm saying that if you're doing them in the masculine way, you are not performing, you're not being in your feminine essence, not doing your feminine function, and as a result, the system sees you as a boy. It might give you certain things and outcomes, but if you feel inside emptiness, not being happy, forgetting to put on the smile in the morning when you wake up and start rushing through the day before you give that time for yourself, before you meet your feminine essence, get to know yourself as a woman, give the time to yourself, make yourself happy, love yourself unconditionally before you accept yourself unconditionally. You are being in the need, in the neediness, and neediness is not sexy. I value provider man, a masculine man. He wants to have a woman in his life who knows already how to make herself happy. He is not going to choose a woman who is needy, who puts responsibility on him to make her happy. Forceful man, skillful man, high value provider man. They are focused on providing for you so they can provide more for you. But you cannot put that responsibility to make you happy, your job to make yourself happy. And while your life can be more joyful and you can amplify your happiness, it is primarily woman's function to be in the good mood. Your number one priority should be always in a good mood. And always, well, it doesn't mean every second, every minute, but at least most part of your day. So I hope that every woman who watched this video will wake up tomorrow happy, in spite of anything that you need to do in that day, and try to be as happy, joyful as much as you can. Try to hold the love feelings, the feelings of joyfulness, bliss, and love, pleasure. Be the pleasure, be in the pleasure, be in the good mood, be the pleasure for this world in a good way. So I hope this video was helpful. If you liked this, subscribe, give it a like, share with your girlfriend. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one.